What's up, listeners, and everybody who isn't listening yet? This is Redirekt, the podcast where we redirect your purpose through fresh conversations, ideas, and perspectives. I am DEVON, the mindful historian, the best part of this podcast, numero uno, Mr. Fantastic, all of that. To the far right of me is DeMarcus here today.
Oh my gosh.
What up, guys? You know, it's DeMarcus. You know how I do.
That's why we call him DeMarcus.
Is that like an alternate ego that you're in?
Yes,
Boy,
yes,
faded Karan is DeMarcus Karan.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And to the right of me is Raven Jackson.
Hey,
That's
y'all, what's up?
Jackson with the X and the N at the end.
No. I am not kin to Derek Jackson.
She's related to Derek Jackson.
No, I'm not.
They're both from Florida.
Floridaville.
All right, so before we get started, please follow us on our socials on Instagram and Facebook at the Redirekt Podcast. Please engage with us. That is our goal for this month and next month is for people to engage with us. So please comment, like, and share all of our platforms. So, yeah, and then our Black Business of the Week is the podcast Worse Than the Internet, which I'm going to give Karan the floor to talk about them.
All I gotta say is, if y'all not listened to them yet, go ahead and listen to them. Those are the funniest guys that I know, especially when it comes to podcasting. They pretty much just talk about current topics and stuff like that, and they get like their own personal opinions and viewpoints, and they just joke each other throughout the whole episode, and it's straight up hilarious. So definitely listen to them. Bet on CD, Call Me Maul, and Dub the Goat. Dub, I just want to say, man, because of you, I've been saying carnage a lot, calling people peons, and leave it in. You'll get that. But yeah, listen to them, Worse Than the Internet podcast. They are funny as hell.
Play them while you playing us. Just listen to both at the same time.
Now, that sounds very overwhelming.
Ron, you got 2 ears for a reason.
Right? Put the phone on both sides. Put one phone on both sides.
And before we really get started, I just want to throw out there that y'all see how they trying to take my job. They trying to put me out of business. I have only one job, just do the intro. That's all they want me to do, and here they are. Karan, your job is fun.
I did it last week, and it was really empowering. So
How did it make you feel, Devon?
It's kind of underwhelming. I don't think I want to do it again.
So yeah, your expectations too high.
I did.
That's what
thought
you
it was gonna
get.
be better. I thought I would have like a high, but I'm just.
Yeah,
Nah,
I had a
calm.
high. I was on high the rest of the episode.
Yeah, I should have seen Devon when he first tried to do it.
I was.
I'm
Go ahead,
doing I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to talk about an honest moment that I had this week, and I had a therapy session on Monday,
He turn up.
and it made me realize
Would you sliding scale too?
actually it's free because I go to ODU, so I don't pay for therapy, which I'm technically paying for it because you know how that works.
You must have signed up for that appointment months ago.
Yeah, I've been having sessions with her for like a couple months now.
So I hear that their counseling center is like so backed up. You got to schedule so far in advance.
Oh yeah, definitely. But no, I guess because like I talked about in the last podcast, I really feel like I have a hole in like intimacy. So like I was trying not to be a girl who wanted that. Like I was trying to just like, I don't want to be that girl. I kind of want to be disconnected from that. And then she was saying like, Raven, you can still want that, but also focus on other things at the same time. So lean into it, because the more you try not to want it, you end up wanting it more. Does that make sense? Like it just, when you focus on your flaw or whatever, it just becomes more potent. So yeah, I was just like, well, thanks for shifting my life again. More things I have to work on. But yeah, that was really insightful thing that she said.
That's good.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
DeMarcus.
So yeah, I'm gonna have an honest moment too. Your boy just got faded yesterday, so I'm feeling brand new.
I know, I noticed. I ain't
Yeah.
say nothing, but
Yeah, the brand new is just radiant, and I'm ready to hit these streets up real quick. You know, after this podcast, we're gonna do a little bit of shopping around. Trying to get ready for this photo shoot and whatnot. I'm better be killing the game. Yeah, I got DeMarcus for 1 week. The second week, Ron is back.
Once our hair starts growing
I
out.
was about to say I like DeMarcus better.
Hey, let's get it.
Wow.
Get your number after the show.
You gotta talk in that voice for the rest of the
All
episode.
right, let's get it. Watch out.
Trying to be smooth.
Watch out.
What about you, Devon?
Should have brought my brush.
I am doing. I'm pretty content. Nothing really significant has gone on. I'm visiting my dad this week. He comes home on Wednesday, so that's great. But and I got off early yesterday.
I was just about to mention that for you. I was
Yes,
so jealous.
I
This
got
man
off
hit us
early.
up 11 o'clock in the morning. Guess what, guys? I'm off.
Yes.
That's so crazy.
Yes, Karan
At the
so
time, I was
upset.
Karan. I was in DeMarcus, so I was hating.
He was so upset.
Karan was hating, not DeMarcus.
Yeah, not DeMarcus.
Nah.
DeMarcus doesn't hate.
Marcus ain't got
He's
time.
too smooth for that.
Yeah, watch out.
Hate just rolls.
I just want to
off
let y'all know this is my first time actually meeting DeMarcus, so I'm just shook.
Watch out, girl.
Shook it. Is that your catchphrase?
Watch out.
It fits.
It really does. Like, I'm not mad at
fits.
it. But, okay.
Moving forward, this podcast we are talking about authenticity. I feel like I said that wrong.
Yeah, you did.
That's a hard word. I'm just gonna say
Authenticity?
The mark is just being yourself. Let's get it.
Being real, as some like to say it. So as we begin that, Raven's going to read you all a poem.
Okay. And this is a poem that DEVON kind of brought to our attention. What movie was it off of? What movie was that?
I heard it in Coach Carter.
Okay.
But it wasn't for the movie. Like somebody actually said it.
Yeah. This is by Marianne Williamson, and it is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give the other people permission to do the same. It's my favorite part, but I'm not done. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Now, again, that's by Marianne Williamson. And yeah, I think that's a good way to start us off into authenticity.
You went to church for a minute.
I did.
I thought you better drop a freestyle.
There's a song that also makes me think about like everything she said in that poem, and it's called "Shine" by Toby Nwigwe. It's a really dope song, so you should check that out as well if you want to put yourself in the mindset of being authentic and being real, as DeMarcus said, or being himself. So let's talk about Raven's cousin as we start off this conversation about authenticity. Raven, your cousin been out here tripping.
Can you stop? Derek Jackson is not my cousin. Please don't believe these people. I didn't even know who this man was until this week.
So you have done a little bit more research than Karan and I. Do you want to jump in?
Research about Derek Jackson?
About the whole situation.
Oh, well.
They know. Like, the listeners know because they...
I've seen his videos before, but
I always skipped it.
I watch and see what he's talking about. I'm like, he ain't talking
Yeah.
about me.
He always looks shiesty.
Yeah, from my knowledge, it just seemed like, he posted videos like basically just throwing men under the bus saying like, how can you not be faithful to your woman? Like if you're not, like he just said a whole bunch of like absolute things and just judging men for like being unfaithful to their significant others and all that other stuff. And then I think the ironic part was that, he recently just got caught cheating. So he came forth and made a video with his wife about the whole scandal. And I think the biggest thing is that it didn't seem genuine to a lot of people, and it seemed like BS. So what y'all think about? What was y'all's immediate reaction when y'all watched the video?
Big old hypocrite. Out here putting us down to make himself up. I think he did it to make himself look better so he can go out there and keep cheating. Like, oh my gosh, he's such a righteous man.
Yeah, at least he's real about it. At least he came forth, and like this is what they're saying. This is not what I'm saying, but
Yeah.
He was talking about himself in the car the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. I was indifferent because, like I said, I didn't listen to his stuff. So when it came out, I was like, I really don't care. It has nothing to do with my life, and it doesn't affect me. I can see how it would ruin others' perception of him, especially if they followed and were fans of his.
He basically destroyed his brand.
He's trying to bounce back. He gonna try hard to bounce back.
In the video, he was like he was also just kept throwing out his book that he has coming out and
50% off, for everybody that's listening. I was like, hey, that's smart marketing.
What's the name of that one book? He got to make a trilogy for it now.
What book?
Something about cheating or something. I don't remember. I ain't gonna look it up.
I'm
not gonna get him the views
and be like the escapades of Derek Jackson.
You know what? DeMarcus ain't giving him no more attention. Y'all keep on. Watch out.
I'm weak, but
I
guess
Quran for a whole 3 minutes.
I know you were.
Watch out. Go on now.
But I guess it was just the fact that he wasn't authentic. Like back in the day when he was making those videos, basically trashing men, he wasn't being authentic in that moment. And I can imagine how much, like, he was not having peace back then, you know, because he was like putting up a front in order to look good and to look better than other men. Like, he just did that to look superior, I feel like.
And that's my issue with people putting other people on pedestals, whether it be someone you know, whether it be a social media personality, a pastor. They're human. They're not God or God, you know, beings, so they can't be perfect. And to expect for them to always be that way, you're fooling yourself, because you're not always that way. But I think that's what makes people like Jared Jackson so appealing. It's because he seems so perfect. And most people, whether we accept it or not, myself included, we fight, at least on some level, to be perfect or to be better. So when you see somebody that looks like they have it all together, beautiful home, money, beautiful spouse, etc., you want that. So you're going to be like, well, he got it. I want that too. So let me follow them.
I mean, he even did say that in an apology video, saying like, you know, I'm sorry for making it seem like that I am perfect and that y'all did put me on the pedestal and that wasn't my intention.
But
it's just like, he did. Because I'm like, you know, the videos that you were making, you made it seem as if you had that,
you were
you know.
perfect, right?
You know, he never spoke in a way of like, you know, trying to help men. He said it in like a condescending and like rude way. Like, how can y'all not? How can you, like, you know, just being judging. So, and I was watching Abba and preach, and they were saying like, you know, it's not like, because we understand you're human, but it's just the fact that you trashed men for so long.
Yes.
You know, like
Charlemagne said it too. He came for Charlemagne. He came for Lil Duval. Gilly the Kid. So the fact that he came so hard at these people, it's like, bro, you're not even real, because you were doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Either you were doing the same thing or you have done the same thing. Because I'm still iffy about the timelines.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't really follow him until then, but from what I've seen, it just seemed like a lot of people are just mad because he's just such a hypocrite.
He ain't real, you fake. And when you fake, eventually things come to light. And for him, that was, last week or a couple of days ago?
I don't know.
So
that's how, like...
in this moment, it's kind of hard for me to have sympathy for him because of how aggressive he was and being arrogant and condescending. So, you know.
Because he started putting other people down, that's essentially made him feel like he was better than everybody
Superior, right? Superior to other people. So,
and DeMarcus don't approve of that.
Take it as a learning lesson.
Not cool, bro.
Yeah.
Watch out.
You say like one of the things that Charlamagne brought up was being respectfully authentic, and what does that mean to you, like to y'all?
Let me add the context. He was having a conversation with somebody, Justin LeBoy or something like that. I can't remember their name, but it was something like that. And that individual was like, it's hard in this day and age to be truly authentic, because you have to be so aware of the things you say and how you could insult or hurt somebody else. And Charlamagne was like, well, you can be respectfully authentic,
I guess.
So what are y'all thoughts?
I mean, authenticity is more than your political beliefs and your ideas about people. Like, it's just more about like how you feel inwardly and how you express it outwardly. So like how you dress, like how you dance or what you like. It's, you know, it's more than, of course you can probably offend people by those different things.
More than just your words.
Yeah, like of course you shouldn't hurt people's feelings. Like that's not really authentic, because authentic people are empathic and authentic people are, you know.
What if you're not empathic and that's truly you? You're blunt. You say things before you speak, but that's you.
But humanity isn't stupid. Like humanity, people are stupid, yes. You know, we know this. But people, the reason why they're like that is because of like maybe traumas or like misunderstandings about people, or just
saying y'all got neurological. I can't.
DeMarcus can't talk.
DeMarcus can't talk right now.
DeMarcus only use words he can spell.
Say it in a different way, DeMarcus. You got brain problems.
There you go. I ain't want to put it at that.
Yeah, I mean, but not only that, but
I had it perfect in my head. I was rehearsing it the whole time.
I'm
and
sorry.
it just didn't come out right.
Karan's that kid in class reading ahead so he can be prepared for when
I used to do that.
I used to do that.
I'd be nervous. There was always that one kid in class that couldn't read. And he'd be in there the whole time. The crock pot. Come on, man. I don't know, why did y'all call on him?
I'm saying when people have like,
they gotta
like,
be
oh, what is it? I mean, but anyways, that's a whole nother discussion. But anyways,
not to laugh at people with learning disabilities.
It's not that, but are we to separate those people from regular people? Like, if anything, the whole class should be more accepting of this person's disability.
Mm-hmm. And that should be taught.
Yes.
And it should come from the teacher first.
You're right. That is true. Anyways.
Respectfully authentic.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say is that, authentic people put themselves out to understand other people as well, from my own research. Does that make sense? Like, you can't be authentically ignorant.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. That's a choice.
Why not?
They choosing to be genuinely ignorant.
If you don't know, you don't know. You're ignorant, right?
Yeah.
And that's you. I mean, that's
but you're not giving space to learn. Does that make sense? Like, it's one thing not knowing something, but then, like, when you're obviously given the chance, like, someone's coming into you and they're actually shifting your whole cognitive thinking about this one situation, and you're choosing not to, I don't think that's authentic.
I'm going to give y'all an example. Individual coming from a small coal mining town in West Virginia. They've been brought up Republican. They have very conservative views because that's how they were brought up. That's the people around them are like that. Are they not authentic?
But think about it.
Those views?
They were brought up that way. Society shaped them to do that. So at one point, they need to separate themselves, individualize, and think about, what do I believe? Like,
they
what? Because sometimes you're brought, think about it. Sometimes you're brought up, your parents are thinking of you one way. Your parents, they teach you to believe in Christianity. They teach you that you should always have a clean house. They teach you all these different skills. But then when you go on your own and you experience the world on your own, you have your own experiences, things change. So if you continue to stay in that mindset of what the society is saying, you're not authentic.
I think you're kind of giving people expectations now, because not everybody has the opportunity for growth and learning. A lot of people stay within those small towns that they grew up in, and they move out of their parents' house, but they're still in that same town, around the same people, still doing the same stuff. They're not going to learn no different. If this whole town is like this. The most racist place in America is Arkansas. Arkansas, y'all. Arkansas.
But that is people are comfortable in conformity, though. Does that make sense? They're comfortable in the fact that they are within society. And I'm not saying that everyone, like, has to go through an authentic shift or, like, individualized stuff like that, because it's not going to happen. But everyone has their own essence, own unique essence.
I think what Devon's trying to say, good or bad, that's who they are. That's them.
Because everything is perspective based, right? Like, if you look at a Trump supporter and they truly, like, I love Trump, he's going to save America, and that's really what they think, and they're giving you their opinion, they're being authentic in that moment, versus you who may not feel that way. But, like Karan said, there really isn't good or bad. It's just how you look at things. Yeah,
I mean, of course there's an acceptance piece to it, too. Like, you just have to accept that's just how this person is delivering themselves. So
that's them true. That's probably them true selves. If they don't get a chance to grow,
I guess. I mean, and that's their true self in that moment.
That might be them all the time. Well, I ain't gonna say all the time. 'Cause I feel like in different areas of your life, you kind of had to put on this facade and kind of like filter and monitor yourself. Like, work DeMarcus is gonna be different from podcast DeMarcus, different from no camera DeMarcus.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that's what that guy was saying on the Breakfast Club. He's like, how do you maintain that authenticity while putting yourself out there? Through mediums like this, podcasts or radio shows or whatever the case may be.
Let me ask y'all, do y'all believe that people can be 100% truly genuine themselves in doing things like this?
Absolutely.
Yes. It's difficult, very hard, especially if you're, like, heavily in the matrix. Like, what I mean by that is, like, you're in corporation, you are heavily in the media, and you are maybe just around people who are just very conformed rather than hang out with people who are also authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard when you're in that.
How authentic was Kurt Franklin being when he was fussing out his son?
You said how authentic was he being?
Yeah, was he not being his true self right then because he thought he wasn't on camera?
Probably, yeah.
It seemed like it, yeah.
So on camera, he probably has to dial it differently because he can't 100% be himself.
Yeah, because of that whole
He has an image to uphold.
Exactly.
So therefore, he can't really. He had to put on a facade, and he can't be 100% authentic.
But there's different parts of us as well. Like I feel like we're all authentic when we do the podcast, but when we have conversations outside of the podcast, different things are said, different topics are discussed because those are different parts of us having those conversations. But when we're doing this and we're trying to relay a message to the listeners in a way that is respectful and appropriate and, in a way that moves forward dialogue, we're presenting different parts of ourselves.
Just so y'all know, Devon be ready to wild out on these podcasts. He just hold himself back.
Y'all can look at me right now and tell I'm calm. I have to sit up like this because I don't talk loud enough. I'm just a laid back person. Like
Look at them starter dress he got. That's him. That's the beginning phase of wilding out for him.
I'm weak.
I do not own a pair of black Air Forces, Karan. So that should tell y'all everything right there.
I do, but they suede. So do they count?
Oh no.
That's even worse.
Do they count though?
I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah, they got some suede ones.
Oh no.
He took it to a whole nother level. He's an
Please.
evolved form.
The only
Please
time,
change the conversation.
only time I
'cause-
pull them out is when I can't get a haircut, and it's getting too long.
So
And I
what
would
is
pull out-
that personality called? Black suede Air Force Karan. What is the name for that?
I haven't even come up with a name for him. I'll try to come up with somebody in this episode.
Jamario.
I'm weak.
Is that even? No, you just made it up with like 3 different names put into one.
I just came to me, Jamario.
Anyways, go on, Raven.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just when you talk about, when I think of like having different masks in our roles, so like podcast, sister, daughter, all those different things, like that's it's natural. Like that's basic like social psychology. You have these faces in order to get through society, and it's as long as it feels like it's all cohesive, I'm not going to be drastically different from the podcast than from why I'm in person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as long as it is all cohesive, I feel like that's okay.
I guess what I'm trying to say is when I mentioned the whole different masks, just imagine like, okay, you got different masks for different avenues of your life. But when there's no mask on, wouldn't that suspect to be the point where you're 100% yourself without the mask?
The thing is, okay, so
That's a good point.
When you put it on the mask, okay, I can't do certain things because I know I'm going here. But when I take it off and I'm back here in my comfort zone, I can do whatever I want.
But can you not still be real and wear those different hats? Cause that's how you presented it in a different podcast. You was like, we wear different hats for different.
Who said that?
I say hats.
I ain't
That was
saying
me.
I don't even wear hats in real
So
life.
Raven said that. so and I like that because it makes sense because it's like a visual representation, like a work hat. And then when I leave work, I can take that off. Family hat. And then when I'm not around my family, I can take that off and put something else on. I think, as Karan said in another podcast, it matters who you are at your core.
Yeah.
So in all those different settings, your core should remain the same. If your core is changing, then you got something else going on.
Yeah.
Right. But I feel like the authentic self is the core, and it's probably not a whole bunch of stuff because the core, is just a few, things that are you, right?
Yeah, like I want all of my family and friends to be able to say, yeah, this is Raven. Even though we obviously like act differently with all of them, because I'm not going to curse in front of my mom or my dad out of respect. But but at the end of the day, like, and I said that because I'll curse with my friends. Like that's the example of like me
Like
changing.
a sailor.
I'm weak, but no, yeah. So it just essentially, I just want them all to be able to say like, this is Raven, like this is her core, and I feel like that's important.
Now, where it gets sticky is if one group is like, nah, Raven not like that. When I hang out with Raven is like, she's completely like this, and another group's like, nah, Raven's like this.
And I'm pretty sure because because authenticity is like something that I'm working on this year, and I'm pretty sure some friends that can happen. Like just me being completely honest, like, and I'm not like,
But your core though.
My core is there, but there's some things that I wish I was consistent in all of my groups. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. And there's a level of comfort that comes with being authentic as well. The more comfortable you are with yourself, the more you're willing to show more of yourself in different settings, right? Because you may feel more comfortable in one group than you do in another group.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
I posed a question to QR. How comfortable? What do you say for?
I'm scared. Go
That's
ahead.
Devon you got to worry about with the questions.
Yeah, you're right. He be trying to trip people up.
I just be asking questions.
It'll be like grape juice, llama juice. What's the difference?
Green mousse, chocolate.
But how comfortable and authentic do you feel around us? Since you only know us for like a few months now.
Well, she's known me for
A little longer. But I feel like you...
But not in person.
Not in person, yeah. I feel like I know you in more in a different light than when we were friends before. But I feel... I do it based off of a percentage, Like, I have a really good friend.
She got us on that tier list, y'all.
No. I have a really good friend. She knows me the most out of everybody. And I would say she knows 85-90% of me.
Okay,
and I've known her for like almost 10 years now.
Oh, that sounds like B plus A minus friend right there.
That sounds like an A+.
That sounds like, yeah.
Depending on the relationship.
Because I also think
85 to 90%.
I also see the sacredness
10-point rating
of...
scale.
What are you talking about?
The tiers, go ahead.
Anyway, I don't know what you're talking about. But I also think there's sacredness in privateness. Having your own privacy and keeping things to yourself. So, like, that's the highest you could probably get. With y'all, I would say, like, and this is fast, but I would say maybe, like, 45, 50.
We failing.
I think that's pretty high.
Yeah.
When you look at it as far as, like, being comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because most people are probably going to fall at between 5 and 20%, I would think.
I feel like Devon got a lot of people near in that low percentage.
I feel like most people do. Acquaintances and people that you're not really, really friendly with. Damn. This is the way things go.
I'm naturally comfortable. I don't know. Comfortability, yeah. I mean, y'all haven't really made me feel like I should step back or like put on a mask or be different. Like, I've been accepted with like everything that I've said, or like, because sometimes you'll say things and then people are like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, just make you feel stupid.
Like when you said trash babies.
Yeah. And they just laugh. Like, it's the small things like that really do like help you be more authentic. Like, like people just accept you without the fear of them losing you or leaving you. Does that make sense?
So you don't have a fear of like rejection from us, it sounds like.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I feel the same way. As long as I've known Karan, I don't know the number. I think 7 years. I'm gonna just say 7 years.
This good number.
He's never judged me. I don't feel like. And he's allowed me to be myself, and I hope I've done the same for him. So I feel comfortable around him. Talking to him about different.
I wish
things.
the first time I met you, probably when I judged you a little bit. Go back to the whole African drums, listen to the car. Other than that, he still hasn't listened to them drums in the car yet.
Exactly.
So
I'm still making assumptions.
I'm waiting for that to come true one day. So I'm like,
I knew it. He was making assumptions out here.
I was. You did have bongos in your trunk one time.
Act like I was.
You did have bongos in your trunk one time.
And they were not bongos. You acting like I was wearing dashikis every day.
I mean,
I can see that.
I was not. I've never.
It just wasn't the dress code at work at that time.
It was at one point, but I ain't gonna lie. At one point in time, I had to wear dashikis to work, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Well, what does it mean to be real to y'all?
Being yourself, who you truly are, and if you can feel comfortable around those people, then I said just being you. As long as being you is not hurting other people, then I think that's good enough.
Go ahead.
I think that's what it means to me too. Is you being comfortable with showing your core.
I think it's worth discussing too. Like, what is the cost of being real?
Can be high. It depends on the setting.
Yeah, it depends on the setting. Because if you're in a setting to where you're comfortable and it's some similar people like you, you're more likely going to be accepted. When you're around people who don't do the things that you do, they're like, they weird, they strange. There was a time where Karan, not DeMarcus, was talking to someone, and Karan, he likes to. I'm not talking to third person because I'm DeMarcus, but
David Jackson.
No.
That's what he was doing.
Nah, listen, I watch a lot of anime and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the person I was talking to at the time, they didn't. They watched no Love at First Sight and things like that. I never judged. And granted, I have my own personal points on them, but I never judged them on them. And that's what you enjoyed, and you enjoyed.
Yeah.
But no, they found out I like to go to Comic Cons and do different stuff like that. They were like, you weird. But at the same time, they did tell me, I like that you are very comfortable within yourself. That you don't. It doesn't matter what I think. My head, I'm like, it don't matter what I think. I don't care what you think about me. Shoot,
But a lot of people, that's really tough. Like,
It is.
it is very tough. And the reason why I asked, like, what the cost was, because imagine, like, you're a person who's very high on social media. You know, you have a lot of friends, and you're just now deciding to go on this journey of authenticity. You're going to lose a lot of those friends. Yeah. And for you, you didn't care whether you...
Well, I lost friends before. I did not care.
No, so obviously it's like something that is just... I don't know. Some people are just natural when it comes to just being themselves, and I respect that so much.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Karan, not DeMarcus, because I haven't seen DeMarcus all too much. But that's one thing that's been consistent with Karan, and that's the one thing that he's helped me grow with since I've known him is being yourself and not really caring about how other people feel when you're yourself.
I will say I haven't always been like this. Well, you can go back in time to like my middle school years.
Were you a people pleaser?
You talking about crybaby Karan? Wow. I used to hate going to school so much. I would go to class, being vulnerable, guys. I used to go to class and automatically come to school crying because I didn't want to be in school. Yeah. So I come down, put my head down, just snobbing all on the desk.
Gosh.
And I would stay down till the whole class went to recess. Yeah. And I didn't want to get up and like see all the snot there. So I would just take my arm and kind of just wipe it all on my jacket at the time.
So unsanitary.
And then I would get up and go outside to play. Yeah, I used to be a crybaby back in the days.
Oh my gosh.
Spreading all them germs.
What was I want to unpack that. I know we didn't got time. But like, what was on your mind? Like, what did you hate the most about school?
I just didn't want to be there. It was all the way up until maybe 8th grade.
What would you have rather have done?
Be home.
Doing
where
what?
I was comfortable.
Playing
games, watching TV, playing with my family. Yeah. No, anything that I was already comfortable with. I didn't like, because I was a quiet kid. I mean, granted, like elementary, second grade and all that, I was good. But for some reason, up until like middle schoolish area, I just kind of like, I guess, lost all that. And I just kind of came, kind of closed in. And then I moved to Virginia, 6th grade year. And that was,
it's probably the move.
Like change.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't like any. One quick story. When I moved to Virginia, I started growing my hair out. And during the school year, I moved back to North Carolina. And then the whole day, nobody really noticed me. And then one person came up to me. He was like, "Karan, is that you?" I said, "Yeah." He was like, "You look different." I said, "Watch out." Growing the fro. I just started growing my hair out. I said, "Yeah, the hair again." He said, "Nah, you got fat."
Oh my God.
You talking about somebody's self-esteem. Woo.
You feel comfortable saying who that was?
I believe we called him Will Smith.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like Sean or something.
Oh, no.
Well, thanks for sharing that. That's
What made you start feeling more comfortable being yourself? How did you get to the Karan that doesn't care about what people think about him?
I would say starting 8th grade. I already had my uncle and cousins and whatnot. Then I started like having friends, like my friends like Melvin, Justin, other people I met along the way, Corey, and my best friend Jamel. Meeting them and seeing them truly being themselves, and even Sean, of course, and like just seeing them being themselves helped me to feel a little bit more comfortable every day to how to be myself. Yeah, especially with Jamel, he was basically an artist, and he did a lot of things, and he's like the reason why I started branching out to music. I was strictly radio, hip hop. That was it. Yeah. And he put me on NERD, and that just opened up the floodgates for like everything else. Yeah. And because I would say mainly because of him, that kind of I see him being comfortable being himself around everybody, and it didn't matter what people said about him. That helped me to like, okay, I'm gonna be more like Jamel, just naturally just be myself.
So your tribe is what helped you.
Yeah, and it reminds me of the quote from the poem that we read earlier, like, as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give people permission to do the same. So it sounds like that's what they did for you.
Yeah.
That's what you did for me, because I would see you be yourself, and then I would like observe, and I'm like, well, all the negative things that I think would happen if I be myself, they're not happening to him. Like he's having fun. Like he's doing these things. There aren't any serious repercussions. I can do that too.
Yes. Yeah. And wow, yeah, it's like a domino effect, and people just think that I don't know. I just think about every time I think about authenticity, I think about social media, because like as I'm trying to like be more authentic, I'm like, I'm very cognizant of like what I post on social media, like because it will affect the way I look. And I'm like, what? I'm gonna start posting on Instagram whatever I want, and then like I'm probably gonna lose some followers because it's not what everyone else is following. But like at the same time, people are going to start following me. Like I have that mindset that people will start following me because they like how authentic I am.
Yeah.
You're not trying to be in that box that people put you in.
Yeah.
So she's this type of person, so I'm gonna put her here in this box. So I expect her to be within the limits of this box.
Because I'm a complex. We're all complex beings, you know.
Exactly.
And I don't want to be put in a box. Like I don't want your ideas to limit me, you know. And I let that happen for so long.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
And if you do lose people, then they're probably not the people you want to keep anyway.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about was like, what is the cost in losing people who think you're weird, who think you're lame, and being okay with that because you know that energy is going to come to you eventually, you know. And I've been lucky. I have friends who have seen me grow and be more authentic and still stay and be like, yeah, like, you know.
Yeah, because Raven has showed me some stuff that she likes, and some stuff I've been like, I ain't really rocking with that. But I respect that it's something that she likes, and it's like, you know, cool. I'm not downing her or bashing her. Be like, Raven, it's weird.
Yeah.
You know? She didn't do that to me or to Karan when we tell her certain things. She's like, I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, because I've just always been the type of person that likes different things. Like, I like the uniqueness of individuals, you know.
Yeah, because everybody was the same, we'd be boring.
Yes.
Yes, it would be. Yes, it would be.
So
I want to also bring up that it can be dangerous to be yourself in certain situations, and I feel like that needs to be brought up instead of just kind of like, you know, painting like a rose gold colored.
You gotta read the room, know what's going on around you.
Yeah, because you know, in some societies, you being yourself can be life threatening. So, and I'm not saying that no one shouldn't be able to be themselves, but I'm just saying that it's not like that across the board.
Be safe. Know your environment. Know what's going on around you.
it kind of reminds me of like going into an interview. You know, you can't really be authentically yourself. I was watching a video yesterday, and she was like, you know, as you're going through the interview, this is what they want you to be, and be that, and follow the contract and what they want you to do as you're going through the hiring process, like you're hired and stuff like that.
Once you get that job,
well, once you get that doesn't mean, but she said your foundation has to be good work. Like it has to be a good work ethic, because if you start being authentic and they want to fire you, you're like, well, my work is good, so what's up?
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. I mean, because when you think about the workplace, like, you know, you tell people, well, go get a haircut, or, you know, don't wear that, wear this, and, you know, how you present yourself in an interview to look good in order to get that job. So that reminds me of, like, you know, being dangerous to be yourself because you need a job.
Yeah. In some situations, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the job I have now, when I went to that interview, I was Devon. I had my longer locks at the time.
He was in there like, what it do?
I won't on that kind of energy, but I just came in there and I was myself, and I had the confidence to be myself.
But you're also not a person who.
That's true.
There's some people who have their own lingo. They have their own dress. Like you already just dress and the way you do, and you come off as really poised and stuff like that. But some people aren't like that.
I agree with you there. Yeah. So in those situations, you might want to tone it down if you're trying to do certain things, and I can see how some people can be like, but aren't y'all talking about being authentic? Yes, but sometimes you have to play chess.
You got to play the cards just right.
Yeah, you have to play chess.
Or if you don't want to play chess, go into a society, or I know this is like far-fetched, but you know, go somewhere where you can be yourself. Exactly. You know, no, you don't even have to do all of that. Like, just, you know, go somewhere that will accept you. You know, I'm pretty sure tattoo parlors, you don't have to come in a suit and tie for your interview. Like, you can come in as you are, and that's the community. That's what the community is in that sense. You know what I'm saying? So,
I ain't gonna lie, I used to think wearing a suit and tie was gonna be fun and cool, wear that joint every day. And I put one on, I said, this is a lot of work.
It is.
Just give me that button-up polo shirt and these slacks. I'm gone.
I like it. I like how it look. It
hasn't failed me yet.
I wouldn't want to do it every day, but I like dressing up like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good point, Raven. If you have the means to do so, move to a different city. That can do a lot, because some cities are more liberal than other cities, and you'll be more accepted by other people that are their genuine selves, like how you are your genuine self.
Yeah. So, who are y'all?
We just gonna talk about that, didn't we? Wow.
Did we?
Nah, we didn't say who we were.
Well, who y'all? I don't know y'all.
Go ahead, Karan.
I don't know y'all. You go first.
Let's let Raven go first, because we have a history. Yeah.
I mean, when I was looking at this question, I was just like looking at it so hard. I'm like, I kind of don't like that question, because it's like, a lot of people just go to like explaining their roles in society. Like, I'm a mother, I'm a student, I'm a this, I'm a that. And I'm still trying to discover my true self. And I have friends describe me as the sushi while everyone else is burger. Because I'm an acquired taste, I guess.
Okay.
When I first heard that, it hurt my feelings.
I get that.
Yeah, but
So
yeah.
who are you without including roles? Without saying I'm a daughter, this, that, and the other. Who is Raven Jackson? What's your middle name, Marie?
No, it's actually Michael. So you
I'll
have
bet
the
say
first letter right.
Lennocaster. I'll bet say Lennocaster.
I don't know. Where do I start with like
You tell us.
adjectives? Oh my goodness, I don't know.
It's
Like what words? I should have just wrote down words. I just having a hard time like coming up with adjectives that describe me.
Let Devon lead since he wrote the question.
okay.
I guess I'm thoughtful, open. I'm a very vulnerable person. I think I'm funny. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
I got this from the 4 agreements because I feel like it
See, he had a long time to think about this.
Okay.
encompasses everything, a lot of things about me. I'm an artist, and in that book he talks about how we're all artists because we're creating our dreams in our lives. And I feel like that I am, at my core, I'm somebody that likes to create. I'm somebody that is creative. I'm somebody that is sensitive, that enjoys exploring things, that enjoys good conversation, that is a little selfish, that is always working on themselves and fighting like this battle of acceptance and being non-judging and just trying to be more mindful.
Yeah.
Without droning on, that's me. I'm somebody that loves history. I'm somebody that likes to read. That just I would say an artist and explorer.
Okay.
So, who is Karan?
Yeah, this is really hard because it's just like I'm trying not to put myself in a box, but at the same time,
I didn't have too much time to think about this, but I like to think of myself as an artist because we're all creating our world and our own future.
Stole what I said. You're trash.
I don't know. I mean, I could talk about my likes and dislikes.
I'm a very selfless person, very giving. I would say I'm very empathic. As selfish as I try to be, it's hard for me to really be selfish because I'm too given to other people, maybe too given. I am an anime lover. I like to cosplay if I can. I haven't done it much. I just got into it. I like to play music. Like listen to music. I'm an artist. Creating my own world.
Go ahead.
What else am I? I feel like the whole selfless, empathic thing that really describes who I am towards my core. Yeah.
Raven, before you go, I was having a conversation with Vintage P, and he brought up how you sometimes dress up as All Might, the anime character.
Who, me?
Yeah, well, you wear the suit at least, not like full costume with the cape and everything, but you have like the My Hero stuff.
I got a UA tracksuit.
Yeah,
in Lemillion. I just gotta look as good.
And what Vintage P was saying is that you're not all might, you're just all right. I want to bring that up. He was like, Karan ain't all might, he all right.
Yeah, they know I'm always right. Yeah. Go and twist that up. I'm always right. All right.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I guess I would just, if I would describe myself after hearing y'all go on about y'all, I guess I would just say I'm very thoughtful. I'll just say that one word.
Say you're an artist. You like to create your own.
And I'm an artist, and I like to create my own dreams in my own world.
You don't whisper well.
It wasn't meant to be
It wasn't
quiet
meant.
You might as well say it out loud, dude.
I wanted you to hear it so you got to see the reaction on your face. Like, I can't believe.
Wow.
But yeah, I guess I'm very thoughtful. I think a lot. Sometimes it's for the worse. Sometimes it's most of the time it's for the better. Because with thoughtfulness comes with consideration. I feel like I try to be as considerate as possible. And yeah, it doesn't always happen. But we're not always consistent as humans. So
No, we're not. No.
Yeah.
No. And sometimes I would imagine that we feel more authentic, as we said earlier, than other moments. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this world that we live in, as we said about the job, you brought up the job. You said sometimes we have to like lessen ourselves. I won't say lessen ourselves. Sometimes we have to play a role in order to get certain things accomplished. When is a time where you guys felt like outside of jobs that you felt like you've done that in order to fit in? It wasn't necessarily you felt like in that moment it wasn't necessarily right for you to be authentic.
I mean,
There's when, for me specifically, like when I'm being vulnerable with somebody and I'm telling them like, this is someone new, and they're not really like receiving or wanting to know that information, or they're not giving the energy that I want. I'm like, okay, like I shouldn't have opened up myself, and there's been like, now I'm more of a person that doesn't really like tell people my business now, because sometimes people don't care, and that's okay, so like, and some people don't. Do y'all believe in the thought of like people don't deserve your true self?
Sometimes people don't.
Yeah. So I definitely have that mentality.
I would definitely say probably, like she said, being around new people that you don't know, so you gotta kind of read them and whatnot, and so you don't just put out everything. So you might get them some of the core, like the main core stuff, but everything beyond that stems from the core, they might not get all that. And you know me already, I'm not expressing too much of myself anyway. If you don't ask me, I ain't telling you.
I hope I remember what I wanted to say with that. But I wanted to say that I feel like in middle school, there was a lot of times where I didn't feel like I wanted to be authentic because people wouldn't accept me. So, at some point in time, it wasn't the coolest to say you like anime. So you wasn't like broadcasting it. You may talk about it with your circle of friends. But now, it's more accepting. You can repost videos about people talking about anime or whatever the case may be, and it's accepted. So you guys said that, Raven said showing your true self, It made me think about last episode. We talked about commitment and super commitment. So now I feel like there's authenticity and there's super authenticity.
Yeah.
Right?
Super to everything.
Right?
Get y'all a super podcast next season.
And it made me think about earlier in this episode, we were talking about like, showing parts of yourselves and wearing different hats. What if, based on what you said, what if it's just the case that it's like you don't feel like certain people get all of you? So you're still authentic. It's just not super authentic.
But okay, and I was thinking, I'm like, what's the point of not giving someone your true self 100%? It's only because we're trying to protect our own self, because we're scared. Yeah. It's not because they don't deserve it. Maybe it's just like we're scared to be rejected. That's why we hold back.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes people, you have to gauge somebody and realize or understand, is it really worth it for me to put all this out here?
That energy.
Yeah.
I think that can go towards to reading the room type thing. Like we have certain friends where they have different groups of friends where they do different things with. So with group A of friends, they're going to do this particular thing, but when they come around group B, they know not to do those things because group B don't do those things, but they still can vibe well and still be authentic with themselves. But they start doing group A things with group B. I'm like, what you doing, bro? This ain't it.
Yeah.
Watch out.
One thing I will say is that, I guess this goes back to the question you asked, and I have it written down because I feel like it's really, really important. It's something that I've been exploring within myself. It's just like, I've never fully felt authentic in a romantic relationship.
I thought you were like, this is real.
It is.
No,
real.
I just never, I can't recall one time where I felt like I could be myself in a romantic relationship. But it's so funny because when it becomes platonic, I'm myself. So I'll be talking to a guy in a romantic sense, and then I'm just so like rigid and I just can't be myself. I'm just scared of that rejection. And then right when I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk to you, but we can be friends, then it's just like Raven open, like I just start being myself, and I just don't know why.
Open the floodgates of Raven.
Yeah. I guess because it's just I don't care about how you think of me now.
You've taken the pressure away.
Yeah.
So it's easier to just be friends than it is to be romantic.
Yeah.
And you've taken away the expectations.
Yeah.
So it sounds like romantically, in a romantic sense, you're like
afraid of rejection.
Yeah. Yeah. But then you're like, I don't care what you think about me because we're just friends.
Yeah.
Then you be yourself.
I don't know why. Obviously we know why, but it's just like, why can't I just, be
yourself.
real? Yeah, and from the get go.
Well, it's a journey.
Yeah,
it's something that we're all working on. And I would be lying if I said that I'm always 100% authentic. I don't think anybody is. I think we strive to be that way, and I think, you know, it changes from time to time.
Yeah.
Like some days maybe you are, and the next day you're not, just based on how you're feeling.
I can tell you when I'm least authentic. If somebody send me something that's super funny to them, and I just say LOL,
yes.
No, yes.
I'm not laughing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just not trying to hurt
Or
you.
you don't even type it out. You just click on it and do the ha thing on the iPhone. Yeah.
Just to say that we
They need
we
to just
saw
say,
it.
they need to just have one ha there, not two for me. Just say ha and keep it moving.
LOL.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad at myself because I was supposed to say this in the earlier in the episode, but I think the definition of authenticity would have been helpful for some people, and like it really helped me put it in perspective. Like it's, you know, a person's actions are congruent with their beliefs and desires despite external pressures of society and conformity. I think that.
Devon, you slipping, man.
Huh?
You normally have definitions in the beginning.
Raven
You
said she
slipping.
had it and she didn't put it
I
in
did,
there.
yeah. I should have just put it in there, but I think that really did like kind of. It's the you know, it's the congruency, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and then being okay with not conforming.
Yeah.
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 I just thought that was nice to
I
bring
like
up.
that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So how can we support people to be authentic?
Let them continue to be themselves. No, if they feel comfortable doing that, then let them. Don't judge them. No. Unless it's really like hurting other people, then there's a problem then. But if somebody, you know, walk around you and know, hey man, you know, you watched that new episode of My Hero that came out today because season 5 just started today, Devon, that we gotta watch. I don't know if you did yet, but you know, somebody coming to you like, y'all watch that cartoon mess. Why do you feel the need to put me down then at that point?
Yeah.
You're not helping me. Let me be myself. Let me grow and being authentic.
Yeah.
Or people who even listen to different, like, I don't know. I feel like I'd be judged. Not me specifically, but when it comes to music,
Yes, music is.
if a black person said they listen to country, it's like I feel like people get judged for listening to like different types of music or different genres, and I just feel like we need to stop that.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
even like, go ahead.
I tell you now, because music is more. I have found better music than just American music. I listen to those J-pop, J-rock, and all that stuff. That music is phenomenal. Karan, you don't understand the word. It doesn't matter. I can't understand some of the words these rappers say nowadays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just feel the music and the music just feel good to you.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're right.
Yeah. Or even how people dress, you know, we try to make sure that people are up with fashion and stuff like I'm just thinking about things from social media that I just catch on, like you know, that people judge, and just allowing people to be different from you. Yeah. I think it's important.
Don't be stupid. Just be understanding.
Everybody's not going to be like you.
Yeah,
And if
everybody's
everybody
different.
was like you, they will be boring.
Yeah,
I
everybody's
don't want to be
different.
like you.
Yeah.
Nah, be like you need to.
I don't want to smell like an uncooked French toast stick. No, I don't want to be like you.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. It just came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That came from somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know who smell like uncooked French toast
Who's
sticks.
hurt you?
I don't know. Maybe somebody that don't like French toast sticks.
Probably was. That came. That was.
Yeah.
And I had French toast this morning. It was good. It wasn't uncooked. It was cooked all the way.
Okay. All right.
Well, give people permission to, you know, be authentic, and you know, how can we support ourselves if you're trying to go through this process of
being
authentic? Yeah.
And being real.
Yeah.
Supporting yourself by letting yourself know that it is okay to be different and to be yourself. You know, everybody's not going to accept you for who you are, and that's okay. You're not going to accept everybody for who they are.
Yeah.
But, you know, accept yourself for who you are, and people that you don't accept, it's okay. Okay, that's you. That's what you like to do, and that's okay with me.
Yeah.
As long as that make you happy, I'm cool. We cool. You like it, I love it.
Surround yourself with people that aren't afraid of being authentic.
Yeah.
That can help a lot too.
Yeah. I mean, even when you're just starting, like for me, it's just like spending more time with yourself and figuring out what you like. And I feel like for me personally, who was going through this journey like intentionally, I realized that once I start liking myself, I'll give people permission to like me too. Because people are scared to share their flaws or the things that they like and their thoughts because they're afraid of other people, you know, rejection. But when you actually accept yourself, you'll be more open to like allowing people to like you.
That was the redirect corner, by the way, guys.
Sorry.
Raven just said it. She didn't say redirect corner or nothing. So that's it, Karan. I mean, there's so much more. In each of our episodes, there's always so much more that can be said. So if you ever feel like, well, you know, I think this, comment, share on social media. Raven's on Instagram responding to people and YouTube. She just responds in general. So share how you feel and what you think.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well,
DeMarcus, I'm sorry.
All right,
The DeMarcus perspective.
For the corner or just
no, we already did the
outro.
corner.
I want to just make you said perspective, so all right.
Friday ain't listening.
Watch out. Go ahead, Raven.
All right. So be grateful for the twists in the road. They teach us grace and humility.
And live life as though each moment is a gift from your creator.
Well, I said mine's already. Watch out.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, with that being said, please engage with us on our socials, like Devon said, on Instagram and Facebook at the Redirekt Podcast. And please, like he said, just comment. And if you want to talk to specifically Devon or Karan or DeMarcus, just, say like, hey, Devon, I have a question. And they'll actually comment back as well. So
They'll have to let me know that y'all comment because I just be in a different world.
I'm dead. And give us 5 stars or give us an honest rating of how you feel about our podcast on any platform that you have. Also, go on our link on Instagram, Zippy Stream, and put your email in there so you'll be forever subscribed to us and get our content when it drops immediately.
It will be sent directly to you. You don't have to wait for Instagram posts or Facebook posts or anything like that.
Yep. All right. Well, with that being said, y'all, Redirekt out.
Watch out. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube to stream our episodes. Also, connect with us via Instagram and Facebook at the Redirekt Podcast. And be sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment. Redirekt out.